Hello, hello. It's me again, Mike. I'm with Van. And now we are going to use our multi-signature keys that we just registered on chain as a DRep. And we're going to use those multi-sig to vote on stuff. Right? So first, we need to spot which governance action we're going to vote on. And the commands to see it is Cardano, CLI, Conway, gov state, and then we mentioned the testnet, which is testnet magic 4. And if I do it like that, it's going to post everything, right? The protocol parameters, the governance state, the proposal, everything, but we only want the proposals, right? We only want to see the governance actions. So what we will do, we will pipe it into a GQ command that will only show us the proposals like this. And oh, I forgot something. Query. It's a Conway query command.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So now we have some proposals. Actually, maybe I should just grab it into a file. I think that's better. Yeah, maybe I should just save it into a file. I'm going to save this into a file that I'm going to call proposals.json. Just like this. And we're going to go in it. Just like that. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mike. So
Nope.
I'm just completely forgetting that we made a video detailing up to this point, right?
Yeah. So in the
So
last
just referencing back to that, yeah, sorry.
yeah. In the last video, what we did, we generated our keys, our credentials, each one of us. We created a script to include the hash derived from the verification key of each one of those credentials. We added some conditions, and our condition was 2 out of 3 signatures required to vote. So there was you, me, and Bob. And since Bob is not here today, we still want to use it. We can, because we have 2 keys out of those 3, and we can witness with those keys. We can witness the transaction, but we're going to get there soon. So what I just did there is a Cardano CLI command that query the governance state on Sancho testnet, which is the testnet magic 4, and then I pipelined it into a GQ command to only show me the proposals. And then I redirected it into a file that I called proposal.json. So we can see them using our SanchoNet or any tools you want to use to go see it. So we're going to go through that. I wouldn't necessarily want to vote on info actions, but maybe I should explain a little bit about what you see in the governance state in the proposal part. So again, here, what you see from here to there, to this point, it's the one of the governance actions. So you got the governance action ID here that we're going to use to vote. Its index, the amount of vote from the committee, and this one has none. The amount of votes from the DReps with their respective key hash and their vote. So this guy voted no, this guy voted no, and this one yes. But you don't see the stake weight. It's another command. But for me, that doesn't matter. I just want to vote on this. The governance section expires after epoch 377, so it is already expired. So if I try to vote on this one, it's not going to work because it is an expired governance section. And the reason why we see it here is because when it is expired, it gets in a queue to be removed on the next epoch. So this is why it's still there in a way, but we shouldn't be able to vote on it. So I'm not going to, just for the sake of showing you the error. So we're going to find a valid governance action that expire after epoch 378. So I'm just going to scroll down and look for, oh wow, this one has a lot. Look at this. Okay. Yeah, that's a whoa, there's a lot of engagement there. Damn.
That's some Cardano governance right there.
Okay, so as you can see, this one expire after 378. So technically, our epoch right now is the last one we can use. We can vote on this one. So I want to vote on this. There's actually a script hash who voted on this. Look at that. Yeah.
And the script hash is of course what our vote will look like.
Yes.
That we're doing today. It'll be the second script hash.
Yeah. The key hash is a vote from a single individual DRep, and a script hash is either a native script or a Pluto script. So in our case, we're using a native script. Pretty simple script, 2 out of 3 votes. We need to provide the witness of our signing keys to the transaction and witness the transaction and assemble it to then submit our vote on chain. And
that's the magic of a multi-sig wallet, is that it's really taking all of these different people and putting them into one, representative kind of vote. And the script is essentially like that final. That's really what's tying everything together, is a Cardano script.
If you don't follow the rules, you cannot vote. So our personal rules is 2 key out of 3. So if you wanted to vote by yourself without my signature, you wouldn't be able to by using the same script hash. So, but we're 2, and that's what we're gonna do pretty much. The anchor here is the justification behind this governance action, right? So you got the link to the anchor file, and you have the hash of the anchor file itself, which is important in this case, right? So for the example, I want to make sure that the anchor provides the same hash than the hash that has been submitted with this governance action. Because if not, I will not consider it as valid. So let's see this. I'm going to copy here the hash, and I'm just going to put it here. And then I will download the file from this URL. So I'll just go grab it. So that's it. I got the file. It's called VBI something. So that's the file right here. I'm going to generate an hash from it by using the command cardano CLI Conway governance hash. And then I want to have the anchor. Actually, I'm just going to clear this so it looks better. I'm going to get the anchor with an N. Anchor data. Oops. Was that anchor data? Governance hash anchor data. Oh, okay. There's no anchor data. And then I want to have I want to provide the file text, which was v something, VBIG8. And then it's going to give me an hash right there. So I'll grab it and compare it to what I see here. As you can see, this is not the same hash. So what this means is that what has been submitted on chain is not what's on the file that I'm watching right now.
That should be controversial, right?
It is.
But it's worth noting though that it doesn't. I mean, it's not best practices, but it could have been a single comma was changed technically, and the hash is going to look. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that it's a. I'm not saying that's okay, but it's
It's
not necessarily malicious, I guess.
it's impossible to verify if it's only a dot, a space, or the
Right,
entire
right.
text.
That's the whole
So,
point. Yeah.
but again, this is the testnet, and there was a big discussion about the canonization of those metadata, and I'm not gonna get into there. It's probably not gonna happen. I'm hoping that it's not going to happen. It's probably gonna end up just like the metadata from stake pools, right? You just grab the file, generate an hash,
Hmm.
it should be the same. If not,
Yeah.
this is not what has been submitted on chain. So for this particular case, I'm just going to maybe toss away the fact that the hash is not the same, and I will still vote on it. But when it's going to be on main chain, make sure that this is right. It has to be the same. If not, then the rationale behind the governance action,
Well,
uh,
we should vote no on it then, right? I mean, in
yes,
principle.
in principle, yeah, but again, they probably use the canonized file and then provided an hash from it. But it's so for the just for the testing itself, I wouldn't mind for this.
In the
And
Sancho spirit.
yeah, and it's a no confidence action, right? If we double check this, it's a no confidence action. So
Mm.
this governance action has been made to get rid of the construct committee that we have on SanchoNet. So should we read it? Should we go read it? Maybe we should. I don't know if we should.
This isn't accurate though, right?
This is inaccurate. Yeah, this could have been changed, but if I go see it, it says just a game on your lips. So
What do you think is that supposed to mean something or?
I don't feel comfortable. I would vote abstain just to be sure, right? Should we? What do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
I wanna abstain from this.
we're multi-sig, man. I mean, I need your opinion on that because you're gonna sign it. So
Okay, well, you know what? What is your opinion?
I would abstain.
Okay, I vote yes. I'm kidding. Let's abstain. I want to abstain from this as well.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So to vote on this, we need the governance action ID, which is right above here. So I'll grab that for this particular action. I'll put it somewhere here. Gov ID. And then there it is. And the index for this is 0. It's usually 0. I mean, unless somebody submit more than one action in the same transaction, it's quite probably always going to be 0. Okay, now I'm going to go into that sweet tutorial that is Sancho.network,
Mm.
the best website for
Sancho.
.network.
Sancho.net. Yeah.
So into the documentation tab, you go into tutorial and you click on voting as multi-signature DRep and you get all those sweet commands that I'm going to explain there. So first they tell you to go grab your specific governance action by doing a query of the governance state that we just did. But in this example, you should know exactly what the governance action ID is. And the way we did it, you could just go through the entire list if you wanted to. It's up to you, again. And we're going to vote. So let's create our vote file. I'm just going to grab this as a template. And I'll put it here. There you go. Right there. So as you can see, there's the command itself, Cardano CLI Conway governance vote create. There's your vote, but our vote was abstain.
Abstain. Yeah.
Okay. The governance action ID. So in those quotes, I'm going to put my governance action ID, which is right there, this one. So this is my governance action ID, right there. The governance action index is 0. DRep, oh here, that's interesting. We're using a DRep script hash, right? And here you could either put the script hash of your DRep, which is your DRep ID, or in my case, I will just use the result of my DRep multi-sig ID file in my repository. Or, no, sorry, in my directory, right? Because if I check here, I go back there, I go into my keys directory, and into my DRep multisig, I should have a file that's called DRep multisig ID. So I'm going to use this. Okay, that's good. What
Could you
else?
share that with me at some point?
The script hash?
Yeah, because then
Yep.
we could do this process reversed, right? Technically.
Yeah. If you wanted to, yeah, you can build a transaction, and then I'm going to be the one signing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways, just for the purposes of this video, that just to explain to people what that means, is if we both have that, we can both build the transactions from our own nodes.
Yes.
And if this wasn't a Sancho, you know what I mean? That's kind of a basic thing about everybody should be able to craft and submit it to the other multi-sig members, ideally,
Exactly. Everybody can build a transaction and use their own payment credential to pay for the transaction, but you will, at the end of the day, you will need the witness from the ones that holds the credentials of the DRep multi-signature. So you can have
anybody can create it, but it doesn't come alive until everybody, or until it meets the requirements from the signers.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. I'm going to share it to you on Discord. Actually, here, this is the script hash. So I give it to you on Discord. You can use this as a script hash if you want to build a transaction that you want me to witness for a vote. But again, here, I don't have to provide it because I'm just going to use my DRep multisig ID file. And here, I'm going to erase this all because I don't like it. And I'm going to call it the action.vote. So this is going to be my vote file, action.vote. All right. Copy this, paste it, enter. That's it. So now I have my vote file. I need to include it into a transaction that I will submit on chain because I want to submit our vote. So what does the tutorial tell us to do after? We need to build a transaction. All right, so I will copy the template. I will put it here. So I have it here entirely. So I got the Cardano CLI Conway transaction build command. I mentioned the testnet, which is SanchoNet. Transaction in script file. I need to provide my script file with all our hash in it. Also, as a transaction in, the UTXO that we're going to spend for the transaction from our payment address. We have to provide the change address because if I spend a UTXO that has 1000 ADA, of course, I want to have the change back. The vote file, we called it action vote. So I'm going to erase that. Action.vote. The witness override is the numbers of witness signature we're going to provide. So there's going to be you, me, and the payment witness. So it's going to be 3. And the name of our transaction body file is going to be vote transaction raw. So I'll copy this and I will paste it right here. And I get a error message. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, my payment file is not in there. My bad. This is definitively a mistake from me. My payment address is not in that directory, so I'm getting an error message. So I'm going to change and make sure to provide the right path to my payment address. And
Which is in the parent directory.
yes, there you go. So it's going to cost us a big 0.18 ADA. So expensive, man.
Inflation.
Yeah. Okay. So now I do have my transaction body file. I need to give it to you, and I want you to sign it.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of my file is vote dash transaction raw. So I'm going to cat my vote dash transaction raw. So I'm going to copy it here. I'm going to paste it straight to you like that. So you should have it on Discord. And now you just have to grab it. You paste it into a file that you're going to name whatever you want, transaction.raw or something. This is going to be the file that you're going to sign, that you're going to witness. I'm going to do it on my side. So here, first, I will provide my personal DRep witness. So as you can see here, Cardinal CLI Conway transaction witness. I need to provide to the command the transaction body file that we just did, the signing key that I'm going to use, which is my own credential inside the multi-signature, and then out file, it's going to create a file that represents my witness transaction.
Oh, okay. I gotta get over to SanchoNet.
Could send you the command if you wanted to.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you. There you go.
How kind of you, sir.
I'm going to change it to drep2.witness. Okay. What's the name of your key? How did you call your
It
signing
is.
key?
It's just DRep S key.
DRep S key? Okay, awesome. There you go.
Yeah, it's just DRep S key.
Oh yeah, the transaction body file. It's called vote dash transaction dot raw. So if you paste the unwitnessed transaction, you should probably name the
Oh,
file vote, or just change the name according to
yeah. I made the name txraw.new.
tx-raw.new.
tx.raw.new.
Oh, .raw.
But I'm gonna sign it right now. And drep2.witness is good, or should I?
Yes, drep2.witness. Well, it doesn't matter how you call it, honestly, because you can just you're going to send me the content of that file. That's all I need.
Okay.
Really. Okay, so
I'm gonna give you that info right now. So it says TX witness Conway.
Perfect.
Key witness, and then it has the hex.
Yep. Send me all this, and I should be fine. Okay, so I didn't sign it yet, but my signing key for the drep is drep1.signing.s key. So I'm going to use this command here. I'm going to paste it here, right? And it's going to give me my drep witness. And also I need to provide, I'm going to be the one submitting it on chain, so I need to provide my own payment payment witness, right? But the thing is, my payment witness is not in that directory. So I need to just modify this a little bit like that. Make sure that I can sign it with my signing key. There you go. So now all I need is the witness transaction from Van. So he just send it to me. I'm going to create a file that I'm going to call drep2.witness, like this. Oh, there was already something called like this. Okay, so I'm just going to remove it. Or I'll just change its content. Okay, normally you don't have that. I'll just delete everything. And I will paste the content of what Van just sent me. So this is Van's witness. Transaction witness, Conway error, right? So I'm going to use this file. So I got Van's witness, I got my payment witness, and my DRep witness. Now we are ready to assemble the final transaction. So I got a command here. I'm going to use this template, and I'll explain it. Actually, I'll just like flush it. There you go. So Cardinal CLI transaction assemble. I'm going to put Conway here for the sake of the error, because we're on Conway error. Cardinal CLI transaction Conway assemble, or actually no, it's not Conway assemble, it's Cardinal CLI Conway transaction assemble. We provide again the transaction body file that we just did before, the witness file, which is my payment witness, my DRep witness, the witness of Van, which I called DRep witness, DRep2.witness, and this guy here is totally useless, so I'm going to remove it. And finally, it's going to give me my vote dash transaction signed, which is going to be our final transaction.
That's what gets submitted to the chain, the Sancho chain.
Exactly. So I'm going to clear this, and now the only thing we have left to do is submit it. There you go. Cardinal CLI transaction submit. Testnet magic 4 and vote and our transaction file. I'm going to just put Conway here. And it is submitted. It is done. So let's go.
We should see that reflected pretty soon, huh?
Should be. I'm just gonna run tmux again. Oh, I'm already in tmux. My bad. Going to open another thing there. Let me just check that real quick. I'm gonna go and see. Okay, first we got a sweet panel there, and I'm gonna go look to see if it's there. So I'm going to go back to the tutorial, scroll up. I'm going to grab the command here, query governance state, testnet magic 4, and then do a filter with GQ to grab only the governance action that we voted on. Right, and it's going to show us, so I'll just copy this. I will paste it here. And I will replace the governance action ID that we see here with the right one, which is, if I scroll up, governance action ID, this is the one we took. Copy and paste. And there it is. So as you can see here, this is our vote. Abstain. So we voted as a multi-sig DRep on a governance action on SanchoNet. Congratulations. That's it for this video. So I hope you liked it. I hope it was simple enough. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Or you can send me a DRM directly. I will answer it as soon as possible. Thank you. See you on the next one.